Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 8. Last time we went to Val Rayo. We met a friend of Red Jenny, another one, a new one for this game, and we also visited Vivian's salon. So we've got a couple new companions here in Haven, and we're going to start our episode off. Talking to characters, our new ones, getting to know them before returning to the war room. Oh, we've got a voiced version of the main menu theme. Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, sir.
Tragic, like upon our land. Skyfall, let darkness reign on thee. Now flee from the dragon's heart, warring battle scarred eyes, breaching to the fate has come. Demon, please spare my life and our sons.
Damn. We got Maker. Great songs in this one. There's a lot to gather, which I really like. And we've actually got a vocalized version of the main theme. That's amazing. I love that. We got a couple last episode, but that one's nice. You like recognize it instantly because it's such a good theme. Okay, now that obviously you could just stay in here and listen to all of them because they just play in order, it seems. But
I'll ask around again tomorrow.
I'm trying to talk to characters, but I want to just sit here and listen to all the music.
I feel sun through the ashes in the sky.
I think something that I wish that we could do was like go into the codex and like actually have the song play when you read it. Like, how cool would that be? You like go in here and then you be like press play and then you can hear the actual song again.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Fact. Alright, so we met Sarah and Vivian last episode, and polar opposite styles of character. You don't fit the Inquisition. You can immediately just be like, sure, let's have her join, and then immediately be like, get out of here. Meanwhile, we've got this dude going, oh, sorry, excuse me, coming through, walking between us this whole time. So we're gonna, okay. I think he's trying to tell us something.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which? The ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
The ones who do things are the one who gives orders.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
True.
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
Too clever.
What's your opinion of Vivienne?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
Jeez. Okay. I don't even know her yet, so Sarah already knows her.
What do you think about our spymaster, ambassador, and commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Good. All right, I'm gonna close our gap so that guy can stop walking right between us.
Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armoured, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Calling an Inquisition is a bit much, isn't it? Does Slot even know what they're chasing? Fair question for me as well, I suppose. Everybody following a rumour. At least I'm used to that.
Tell me about yourself.
What about me?
How about the basics? Where are you from?
The Warden?
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
Oh, you're from wherever. I'm from north wherever.
What?
North wherever. Oh, we had fun on street and or in local tavern.
Oh, hardy ha. All funny, you. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe.
Maybe, okay.
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Oh, certainly. Not a day's effort for the naturally gifted like us.
Well, it's not like that. It takes work. A bit. Not like Cullen and his peps. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Well, it's not like that for other elves, I know that.
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shite company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
I'm just interested in talking to an elf like me.
Don't think so.
Why not?
Well, maybe you're all right, but most elves are too elfy. Like that soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
That would have been a predictable disapproval, actually, because our first meeting was her going, "You're, elfy." Wasn't a fan, so that makes sense.
I think there's more to it than that. A few thousand years more.
Hey, someone wants to be angry about old debts, be angry. Be a terror that never lets an enemy forget. But if you're digging it up so you can wear it, that's just weird. I mean, you Dalish don't really know. You have stories, but that's all they are. It's all fancy dress, not history.
Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
Codex updated for Sarah. Okay, let's take a look. Addendum, I think. I think this is the part that's just been added to. Sarah's claim to have lived in Denerim cannot be verified, but seems likely. The alienage there was neither stable nor secure. Many residents of the city fled the region following the Blight. Given her nature, Val Royeaux would have seemed rife with targets. Denerim has more than its share of suspect nobility, but most were rallied against a common enemy thanks to the efforts of the hero of Ferelden. Forced to more like shits and double shits. Okay.
Your wish is something.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, right? It don't have to be so complicated.
Doesn't this mean people think you're guilty of more than you actually do?
I suppose. Does it matter?
Shouldn't it?
Important people kill over imagined insults. I've made more than enough real ones, so no. I don't suppose it does.
Where are the people you promised?
If I knew, they wouldn't be much use. That's sort of the point. Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Cooks, squires, wipers. Yeah, I know, wipers, right? You better believe the one with wipers deserve it, right in the... Well, anyway, the little people will be there when you need them, in a million little ways.
So lots of little contributions add up in the background, like snowflakes that snap a branch.
What? Sure. Like snow, I guess. Anyway, it just works, most of the time. Friend of a friend and little hints. Mind you still have to be smart. Don't bet your life unless you're into that. To be clear, I'm not into that.
Okay, Todd Howard.
Nope. Still not making sense.
Doesn't have to. Take it or don't. Imagine you're looting random crates if you like. You seem to find that satisfying enough.
Do we find that satisfying enough?
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more to it?
Well, it's a weave, right? I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt sprained. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall so someone gets something else. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
I'm glad I met you before someone decided what I deserved.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun that lot. They might plonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shite at singing.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, innit?
It's all good, innit? Alright, well, that's that. Cool. So that's Sarah. Sarah's great. Vivian's in here with Josephine.
Passionate breath.
Varric didn't have anything new to say.
We're going to have new verses in
I
the
don't think Solus had anything new to say either.
Tell it what you did.
Greetings.
No, he's just a goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We're just speaking to him just to say goodbye. Alright, let's see what Vivian has to say.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
Yeah. Is anyone else suspicious of that? Or, is anyone going to point out the fact that this guy that I just met, you guys said is all acting different, so should we look into that? Why is he looking different? My bets are on Red Lyrium. Again.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
We should meet the mages, we should find the Templars. You must choose soon. I think we should... Look. I feel like we're being steered in a direction where it's like the Templars are kind of under some sort of weird dude who seems like either he's drunk on power or something's going on, but he's apparently not the man that Cassandra remembers. With the mages, that's more so tied with, we've got Vivian, which we've just met, that we're going to talk about in regards to the mages. We've met Fiona last episode as well. That seems a little bit nicer. I feel a little bit more inclined to go and meet the mages, because that seems, obviously that's the core issue, is the mage rebellion. The Templars are out of control anyway. I think we should meet the mages.
I could at least find out what the mages want.
No doubt what they've always wanted. Support for their cause.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options. There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Yeah, Grey Wardens come out during a blight, but they sometimes do other things, but it would make sense that they'd kind of be like, not really out and about. But it does sound suspicious, especially because we had on the Storm Coast these Grey Warden letters. They seem to be searching for someone or doing their own thing as well. I think I feel like they might be searching for the hero of Ferelden. That was my little note when we were reading those diaries, but it could be anyone.
That does sound odd. I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Okay, back to the hinterlands. So we can go back to the hinterlands to search for Blackwall, or we can go talk with the mages. So much choice right now. Okay, hold on a second. The Grey Wardens. The blight had ravaged the land for months. The armies of the great kings amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky, it illuminated a vast seething horde of darkspawn with the archdemon at its head. It was then, when courage seemed to fail and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth ever between men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the archdemon was dead and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. Then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, that none of their blood had been spilled. This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. Adaptation of a Grey Warden legend. The tale outlined above is widely told, although subject to regional variations. Free marchers might substitute great kings for titles bestowed in their given city-states. In Ferelden, the implied army of wardens is sometimes replaced with two, representative of the national heroes who fought and defeated the archdemon at Denerim during the Fifth Blight. The beating of wings is a reference to the griffins the wardens are said to have ridden into battle. Although griffins went extinct long before the recent blight, they still appear in numerous stories, sometimes serving as a metaphor for the warden's unrestrained courage, but also employed to please an eager audience. I wish that we could have a prequel game set in an earlier age where we could have griffins. I want to be in an earlier age. That would be fun. All right. Well, we went to the Storm Coast to search for a Grey Warden, only found notes, but then apparently there's one kicking around in the hinterlands instead. So that's cool. The Wrath of Heaven. Those who oppose thee shall know the wrath of heaven. Field and forest shall burn, the seas shall rise and devour them. The wind shall tear their nations from the fact of the earth. Lightning shall rain down from the sky. They shall cry out to their false gods and find silence. The Canticle of Andraste. Who was Andraste? This question has lingered in the ages since her death, not as easily answered as the faithful assume. Born an Alamari slave in the frontier realm of the Tevinter Imperium, now Ferelden, the chant says she is the bride of the Maker, that he told her in a vision of her role leading the rebellion against the corrupt Magisters. Is it true, or, as some early Andrastian cults believed, did a friendly spirit bestow this vision? We must remember that legends of Andraste were multitude in the years immediately following her execution, and beliefs we take for granted belong to the cult, victorious in suppressing all others. Indeed, even to suggest there was once disagreement was considered the direst heresy until today, when we have lost even the memory of disagreement. All we know for certain is that Andraste inspired a world gripped by tyranny and chaos, that she helped spark a war which tore all of Thedas asunder. Cool. Nice. Well, okay. We've got some operations that are available as well, and we definitely need to do that, because I think we, there's some Red Jenny operations also. So there's a bunch of stuff to do. Let's take a look here. What is this? We've got a new quest. New quest! Alright, the journal. We've got Champions of the Just, which is contact the Templars, and then Hushed Whispers is travel to Redcliffe and make contact with the Mages. Now, this is cool, because I really want to go back to Redcliffe, because I want to see what's going on there. Because if the Mages are at Redcliffe, is Ban Tegan still hanging around at Redcliffe? And Arl Eamon, if he's still alive? And Connor as well, we saved the life of, and he's magically inclined. He might, if he's still alive and well, and everyone's still at Redcliffe, he'd be like a late teenager now, almost like an adult in his late teens, I think. The captain of the Chargers, a persistent messenger, wants to have a word. Solus has learned of an artifact in the hinterlands he wishes to study, and that is my doorbell. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I return. Obviously, when the postman is at the door to deliver you Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix on Xbox 360, you must answer the call. You must answer the call. My postman, because I have like a couple that are the same, some regular postmen, if you like. They love my dog because he never barks. He's just like, wow, people. So they always just greets them at the door, and they're like in love with him, because I guess it's the opposite interaction that most dogs have. They'll just bark at someone because they think it's an intruder. All right. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, let's play when? One day. Okay. Measuring the Veil. Solus has learned of an artifact in the hinterlands he wishes to study. Okay, so there's another hinterlands quest. That's cool. So there's a few things to do there. I like that it's separated by areas. Oh my god. Don't look at that. There's too much there. It's overwhelming. Alright, I'm not going to look at that. I can't do it. Okay, let's have a look. Reinforced apprentice armor. I think Vivian is right here. Vivian's got herself a neat little table spot. Oh, and we get to see her without her mask off. Still the same outfit, but without the mask.
You've never been to a circle, as far as I can tell, yet you're remarkably skilled. Were you self-taught?
The Dalish have their own traditions, you know. The Circle isn't the only authority on magic.
I have heard about the traditions of magic among the Dalish keepers, but it's all third-hand. In my own experience, nothing is more deadly to a young mage than a lack of knowledge, which makes the current state of things precarious. What do you imagine will happen if the circles are not restored? Do you foresee the Dalish taking us all under their wing?
I don't like your tone. Interesting. So Vivian wants the circles, everything back to the way that it was. We need the circle restored, the Templars made their beds, mages should be free, this chaos harms everyone, the rebels are apostates, and justice is all that matters. Interesting train of thought. I feel like I like these two the most. I do believe that mages should be free, not necessarily in a do whatever they want sense, but not in a circle sense either, you know?
Mages deserve the same freedom as anyone else.
I hear that so often. It must be a great comfort to the common folk to know that their survival is trivial compared to our freedom. I'm sure that makes everything better. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
That's why you wanted to be here, to have a hand in deciding that fate.
Wouldn't you? For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
If that's true, then I'll put it to good use.
I suppose we'll see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Ooh, I don't like our two new companions. Sarah and Vivian. I don't like them. Bad first impressions. And a bad second impression with Sarah. Actually, no, this is a average first impression with Vivian. There wasn't really anything there. It was just like a formal conversation. But this is a bad second impression, an actual conversation. So Vivian just wants everything back to the way it was. And the notion of mage freedom does not please her at all. It does not please her at all. So Vivian, let's pull her entry back up again. I think it's because that she is an enchanter and was like, she's climbed the ranks of the circle. Like, she was a first enchanter. She's been first enchanter since she was really young. So, like, the circle is almost all that she knows in that sense. So I could see why she'd maybe want things to go back to the way they were, because she was very comfortable. Like, she's first enchanter. She's a little bit of a different status, if you get my meaning. She's a bit on the higher up. She's a bit cushy up there. She's still subjected to the same things that the Templars can just come and cleanse everything, but she had power. And now she doesn't, because the circles are all... I think she wants her little comfy seat back. And that means that she is going to look upon any notion of mage freedom that isn't the circle with a very negative response. So there you go. So we've got some slight disapproval here. This is going to be an interesting game with some of these characters, because I feel, and this is a good thing, I feel that what BioWare really does well is they always just throw a bunch of characters that have a bunch of conflicting and opposing views, and it makes for some good drama, for sure. And I really like that we can sort of get to know some characters with their different viewpoints. Not everyone is our best friend, and I think that Dragon Age does that very, very well. And this game has the perfect sort of plot and premise for that. Is everything is very politically just insane at the moment. And then having a cast of characters that all kind of want different things and want to do different things as well. But then to balance that, I get to go, I'm the Herald of Andraste, and I've just finished drinking my milk, as you can see on my lips. I'm special. And everyone has to do what I say.
Yes?
Yes. Let's see.
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
You must have an opinion of the Templars after living so long in the Circle.
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having opinions about mages or Navarrans or men. I have known some who were impossible to endure and some who were utterly charming. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but no more than I endured from nobles or tradesmen in Val Royaux. Personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool, skilled at keeping more unpleasant elements at bay.
Val Royaux.
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
So Vivian's got loyalists who want the Circle restored, and Fiona, who wants freedom, has all the apostate rebels. Oh, I feel like we should take Vivian with us to go and meet Fiona, because that would just be spicy.
If you led all the Loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
Should have probably called this as soon as we were invited to her fancy little salon. She likes being up there with her titles. I don't really fuck with that.
What was it like to live in a circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves. Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
So tell me about your personal experience with the circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And there is comfort to be had, you know, in the company of fellow mages. Those born without magic will never truly understand us.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I've never been forced to live anywhere. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the first enchanter. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was the exception. Most were quite permissive, perhaps too permissive in retrospect.
That's kind of new to me, I think. I think our exposure to the circles in the previous game, and they didn't just mention strict Kirkwall, but I think my understanding of the circles was you go there, you stay there, you know, because you're under supervision. I didn't realize that you could journey about. But I guess all circles are different, like she said, And if she was first enchanter of hers, of course she'd want to be able to stay at her fancy house.
How did we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected Circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Damn, Anders wanted to be a martyr and remembered for his act so bad, and he kind of has been, but he has not even been mentioned. It was just like, not even as in by name, like it was just like, yeah, mage blew up the place. Yeah, doesn't matter. A mage. His name has already been forgotten.
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Okay.
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
And that is... I can see that perspective. Never mind, we say, without even saying anything else.
Yes?
Yes.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsieurmauer while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
Okay. Oh. I believe I can investigate and do this before picking this one, because I want to pick that.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
Oh, okay. I couldn't pick. What does his wife think?
Yes?
I'd like to know more about you, Madame.
Whatever would you like to know?
I'm curious.
Nobody. I caught the... When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine.
Of course not, my dear. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, the poor dear.
Interesting. Any chance we might... I know it's a flirt option, but any chance we might what? I'm not interested. But, it's like the way that it's written. I'm curious as to what our character would say. Any chance we might slip in down around the back?
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me. Later, then. I've got a message when you have the time. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bull's charges can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
Damn, okay. Cool. Just appreciating your armor.
What can your Bull's charges offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Kunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Ooh. Kunari called Iron Bull.
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
I'll buy it.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Okay. Which part of him is iron? You know what I mean. Alright, groups. The Kunari, the people of the Qun, are perhaps the least understood group in Thedas, which is an understatement. The Kunari Wars were brutal, but so was the Chantry Schism, so was the fall of the Imperium. Some of this misunderstanding is an accident of nature. The race we call Kunari are formidable. Nature has given them fierce horns and strange eyes, and the ignorant look on them and see monsters. Some is an accident of language. Few among the Qun's people speak the common tongue, and fewer speak it well. In a culture that strives for mastery, to have only a passable degree of skill is humiliating indeed, and so they often keep quiet among foreigners out of shame. But much of it is a result of the culture itself. The Kunari view their whole society as a single creature, a living entity whose health and well-being are the responsibility of all. Each individual is only a tiny part of the whole, a drop of blood in its veins, important not for itself but for what it is to the whole creature. Because of this, the Kunari most outsiders meet belong to the army, which the Qun regards as if it were the physical body, arms, legs, eyes, and ears, the things a creature needs in order to interact with the world. One cannot get to know a person solely by studying his hand or his foot, and so one cannot truly meet the Kunari until one has visited their cities. That is where their mind and soul dwell. And this is the thing that we learned about this in Dragon Age 2. And I just found this absolutely fascinating from a cultural perspective and a spiritual sense on how they view all of the different working parts and how it's we don't see anything. All we see is their sort of military might and presence. And I would love to go to Saharon and Parvolin. I would love to be able to just see it. In Saharon and Parvolan, one can truly see the Qunari in their entirety. There, the unification of the Qunari into a single being is the most evident. Workers, whom the Qun calls the mind, produce everything the Qunari require. The soul, the priesthood, seeks a greater understanding of the self, the world, and exhorts the body and mind to continually strive for perfection. The body serves as the go-between for the mind, the soul, and the world. Everyone and everything has a place decided by the Qun in which they work for the good of the whole. It is a life of certainty, of equality, if not individuality. From the writings of the Seer of Kontar in the 41st year of the Blessed Age. Okay. Well, there's our message. Let's see if Josephine has anything more to say, and then we will also be heading into the war room because there's a bunch of operations. Now, a couple of things to note at this point is, I'll just stop the characters talking because everyone keeps chanting at me. It has been recommended or heavily suggested to remove the wait times on the war table, as apparently they were implemented back in the day as some sort of MMO light mobile game forced waiting times. So I might consider that if it's a bit too egregious. And then also the looting animations as well is apparently something that annoys a lot of people. So I might look into removing that one as well, just to make things a little bit faster. So I hear those suggestions, and I will take them into account. We'll see how we go.
See fire and go towards light.
And Mother just... Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Hello? Would you like to knock first? I'm busy.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen.
Okay. Josephine doesn't really have any new stuff.
We can use that.
That's fine. Okay. To the war room. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Okay, let's have a look. Champion of the Just for the Templars. Red Jenny. Inquisition needs bees.
We'll post soldiers a safe distance from the temple.
Our best guess at safe, anyway.
In the Cult of Andraste. Okay. And then in Orlais, we've got Adjust the Chantry, which was done. Red Jenny says drop and grab. Truth or Dare, the Imperial Court. And the Chantry remains. A letter addressed to Vivian lies opened on the table. A note has been added to the top which reads, Josephine, darling, you should take care of this, V. My dearest Vivian, you cannot have heard the shocking allegations against the Inquisition, or surely you would never have been seen with them. Allow me, as a friend, to open your eyes. People are saying that Divine Justinia is indeed alive, but that the Inquisition, her closest advisors and most trusted servants, have orchestrated all this chaos on her orders. That it was Seeker Pentagast and Sister Nightingale who sabotaged the Conclave in order to eliminate opposition within the Chantry, and cut off the heads of the Mage Rebellion and Templars in a single stroke. To save your own reputation, you must escape this acquaintance immediately. With deepest concern, Vicomtesse Elodie de Moreau. Imagine that. They're like, yeah, Cassandra and Liliana, they're crazy. Proving the Divine's death would just be used against us. We need to find the source of this rumor. We need the support of the nobles to combat this rumor. I can arrange a few key visits, and we can't prove the Divine is dead, but we could escort people to the crater to see it for themselves. Interesting. Alright. Before you commit someone to an operation, you need to make sure you understand all of the operations available to you. So we need to have a look at all the others first before we decide. I can make no sense of this. The Herald found her. Perhaps she can advise. Cullen. A letter from Sarah follows. For your big hats. Lord, whoever says you're rubbish, his servants don't care but could. drop a few things for them. They'll give Josephine a surprise, I think scrolls or something. A scribble of heraldic symbols and directions are below, also Sarah's name 37 times. We require middlemen, secure the goods, and the favor of the noble. If no time for games, far simpler to stop this with soldiers and find favor with this noble, and the heraldry is of a minor house. Shall we instead see what the surprise might be? Right. The confrontation with Mother Havara in the Valoreo market had the desired effect to a point. The Chantry's condemnation of the Inquisition was lost amid a flurry of speculation over the actions of Lord Seeker Lucius, as well as a divide in the opinions of the remaining Chantry clerics. There are, however, clerics still loudly denouncing the Herald of Andraste. The Inquisition could leave them to their speeches, but dealing with them before the Chantry elects a new divine could be of benefit. These clerics were not at the conclave for a reason. They all have secrets and weaknesses we should exploit. A delicate hand is needed. We should focus on clerics who can be swayed, make their voices louder than those who oppose us. And we should send a contingent of Inquisition soldiers to the Grand Cathedral. They can offer protection, and their visibility will remind the clerics they are not out of our reach. Cullen is like the soldiery guy of, like, intimidate, you know? Josephine always has the shortest time to do things. Inquisition needs bees. I do not know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It is a large area to search, however. A memo from Josephine written on a note from Sarah. Know what ruins a party? Bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safe but angry. Stingy, no good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Sarah has scribbled a jar of bees hitting someone in the face, also a butt. If he's peddling them to fight forces, my people will find the trail. Send runners along the bands. If this weapon can help, it will be found. And it's too large an area to cover. Bounty hunters are a simpler bet. Okay. And Cult of Andraste. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Yeah, I remember this. This was cool. Both the cultist and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. This is a task best left to a few select agents knowledgeable regarding dangerous magic. I have just the ones in mind, and I'm leery of what we might find in these passages, but we have enough soldiers for a search. They will simply need to be careful, and Josephine will not participate. Well, let's just do these. So I'm going to put Leliana on this one. And Inquisition needs bees. I'll have Cullen do his bounty hunters. And then we'll go over to Orlais and we'll do the Chantry remains, and Josephine can focus on clerics who can be swayed.
Let us begin.
So I'll do that for now. So they're ones that are like completed in like, some are like 10 minutes, some are like closer to an hour. I can see wanting to be able to power through the operations. It's not bugging me too much at the moment to see that. It's kind of similar to Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda had that same sort of thing of the missions that you would send people on. So I'll just leave it for now. So we've got that sorted out. I think the best thing for us to do now is to head to the hinterlands. I would like to search for a Grey Warden. That entices me greatly. And Solus also wants to go and find something there as well. So let's go back to the hinterlands. So the first area that we unlocked should be good for a revisit now.
Greetings.
Oh, okay. Talking to him doesn't... Okay.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Right. Alright, talking to him does nothing, so we just have to actually go there. Let's just get out of here then. To the hinterlands, where there is 17 quests. Oh my dear lord, okay. I love that the game is like, here, wanna read them all? Oh no. Want to read everything you have to do? I don't. I'm just going to go there and pretend I have nothing to do. We're just going on a hike. Oh my god. Alright, well, Red Cliff is up that way. We're just going to hike. It's okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay, well, we'll take Solace, because obviously he wants us to find something. Oh, yeah. Solace. I'm a little bit interested in seeing what a different party arrangement will be like. I think we'll switch out party members to Vivian when we head to Redcliffe. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm way more inclined to take characters with me that I actually like. So I'm gonna use other characters probably a little bit more sparingly, maybe when I just want to see their party banter or what they're like in the field, or if there's quests that are specifically tied to them. But I'm not jumping for joy at the moment to use Sarah or Vivian over my established crew. Alright, so I think the first thing that we should do is we should have a look for... Solus has learned of an artifact in the hinterlands that he wishes to study. Measuring the Veil. Let's do that, because that's just over here. And while we're now out in the field, we will level up some abilities. So we've got Flash Fire to ignite an enemy with searing pain, and a Massive Explosion, which is AoE. Immolate burns hotter and a shorter cooldown time, or it has a longer cooldown, but we can cast it multiple times in succession. Cooldown... Oh, it no longer has a cooldown. Sorry. But casting it multiple times costs additional mana. That's pretty decent. Both of those. So we can upgrade one, obviously, and we get both. I reckon that we'll do this one anyway. A shorter cooldown reduction. I'll go for that. I'll do that. Solus. Let's upgrade something in the spirit tree, I think. Dispel. Protective barrier springs into place around you automatically. But I guess that's only to Solus. It's vulnerable to dispel effects. Can do dispel. Transmute magic. A barrier. Dispelling magic and set effects increase your own spells and barrier generation, or it weakens magical attacks of affected enemies. Rejuvenating barrier. When it's an active barrier, helps them recover mana or stamina more quickly. Revival. You summon spirits to heal fallen allies in the area, getting back on their feet and fighting again. Strength of spirits. So your barrier draws on the magic of the fade to absorb more energy. Damn, the spirit tree is really good. I'm thinking of going this way so we can get rejuvenating barrier and revival. So I'm gonna do that. Get dispel. Varric. If the first arrow doesn't kill them, the 10th might. Each consecutive hit with a bow attack does progressively more damage. I'll grab that. And Cass, if I could give you bonus to armor when you have an active guard, taking a portion of the damage they inflict. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's do that. Alright, nice. Let's head up the hill. Yeah. I don't think I've got any... Do I have armor that's better than what I've currently got on? I don't think so. Solus might want this. Oh god. Oh, the yellow. Solus going for the old gold member. It's better, but the yellow though. Oh god. Yellow's not your color. Supreme Leader Snoke. No. Okay. Can we change the color of armor in this game? That would be nice. That'd actually be great if we could do that. Get some dyes going. That would be nice. Alright, this is a big mountain. Alright. This is the great part about exploration in this world that's so open, is you don't always have a very straight shot there. So I see an astrarium though in the distance. It's not on the map here. It's not letting me sprint.
Where are we going to go? We'll find something.
Oh, I just realized if it's not letting me sprint, I don't think my my mods aren't even activated at the moment. That would explain why my conversations have been a little bit further away than I thought. I might just fix that real quick. That makes sense. I'm not sprinting. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, we're back in the field. We're running around. So we're good. And we have an astrarium. What better thing to do than to do some constellations? Read. Astrariums. Regarding your inquiry regarding the so-called astrariums, it is our considered belief that these are relics from a cult that existed in the pre-Andrastian era of the Tevinter Imperium. Now, what would be considered a cult in a society that worshipped the old gods? An order of magisters who believed in the destruction of the magisterium, the governing body of the Imperium that determines which mages are and are not given the magister title. The members of this order wish to return to an earlier period where dreamers ruled, and evidence indicates they operated throughout Tevinter, though primarily in the frontier areas. There they would lock away their secrets, caches of treasure, and perhaps even secret meeting places, though we have no way of knowing for certain. Unlockable only through knowledge of ancient astronomy, a practice that was, we understand, rather out of fashion in the late Tevinter period. According to our investigations, each of the astrariums could point to the secret cache if one knew the 3 constellations that map to each device present at the site. Connect the duomas in the correct configuration, and it would be revealed. Many of these relics were sought out by Andrastrian cultists in the early Divine Age, the Order of Fiery Promise in particular, and destroyed. Why? Because they believed the astrariums held together the veil, and that destroying them would destroy the veil and thus the world. Such is the way of cults of any kind that the true reasons for what they do could never truly be understood by modern minds. From a letter written by Magister Pelidanus, head of the Corial Order, the 12th year of the Exalted Age. So this is probably the first one that we were supposed to find. It was so close to this camp, and we found our first astrariums in the Storm Coast instead. So this was a helpful codex entry. I wonder if this is going to be piss easy then, in comparison to the ones that we were doing in the Storm Coast. Yeah, okay. God damn it. It's so easy. Okay, that's funny. So... Ooh, actually, hang on. There's a little bit of a twist to this one. I think I need to... I think I need to start on this side, actually. I need to start here. Yeah, I just needed to start on that side. I just clicked, and off I went. A sword! Constellation Judex. Depicted as a downturned sword, the constellation Judex is oft called the Sword of Mercy. In common parlance, even though the sword image was assigned to these stars long before Andraste's time, Judex referred to the concept of justice in ancient Tevinter, and the downturned aspect of the sword indicated a guilty verdict, which, in those times, generally translated to execution. Obviously, with its modern meaning and use as a symbol by the Templar Order, the old interpretation is frowned upon in scholarly circles. Okay. Good And then that should reveal the other astrariums. Okay, so it seems to me that there are 3 in each area. You connect them, and then similar to the Storm Coast, it'll unlock a door or something, and we can get some cool loot. There's a question mark right here. But part of me thinks that it might actually be these guys right here. Hello?
Need anything?
Oh, no, it's not you guys. Alright. What's this? There were people talking before. I heard dialogue, but I'm not seeing anything. Hello there, is anyone nearby? Strange. Look at that thing. Alright, maybe later. Maybe later. We got a cave though. I think I've already been in this one though. How did I miss that astrarium then if I've already been in this place? That's so strange. I must have just walked right past it without even acknowledging what it was. Which is not surprising, to be honest. Alright, let's try and find a way to Solus's little spot. So we're gonna have to go through or around this mountain somewhere.
Something like that.
Mages, Templars, bandits, demons. Making it hard for a man to hunt for his supper.
Here, maybe this will help.
It more than helps. With this, I can fill these hungry bellies. Give these folks some hope. I didn't think much of the Inquisition. But no one else is helping like you lot. Maybe I was wrong.
Hunger pangs. Alright, I've given the ram meat. Got my lover's phylactery, so it looks like if I go here and through here, I should be able to get to a rift, and then I get to this camp, and then around here I'll be able to do this. So, looking for new pathways is usually like a follow the rift thing. God, there's so many shards. Alright, let's have a look at this. A phylactery found on a dead Templar belongs to his mage lover Elandra. The phylactery could point other Templars to Elandra, and she may welcome its safe return, along with news of her lover. Have a look.
I have heard stories about you, Herald of Andraste. I am Enchanter Elendra. I hope you find a way to end this foolish war.
If you're a mage, why aren't you with the rebel mages?
I was an enchanter in the College of Equitarians. We wanted tolerance, not war. By rights, I am sworn to join the rebels. But I had friends among the Templars. I will not fight them. I know my own strength. I have no fear of demons. I will keep to myself and harm none.
I believe this is your phylactery. I found it on the body of a dead Templar named Matrin.
Ah, I suspected he died when he did not join me or send word. Maker curse the fools who started this war, and the fools who now fight it. Thank you. Matrin was important to me. Here, for your trouble.
I'd like to know more about you and Matrin.
Ah, Templars and mages. Natural enemies, they always say. As though you can keep healthy men and women close to each other for years without anyone getting ideas. We were friends for many years, and lovers for many more. And now he is gone because of this war.
You haven't joined the rebels or the refugees. Are you on your own?
Yes, it is safer that way. For everyone. At first, I used my healing skills to help the refugees. But when the Templars saw me, they attacked. Innocent people died in that battle. I will endanger no more.
The Inquisition could use the skills of a powerful mage.
If I wished to kill others, I would have joined the rebels. How is the Inquisition any better?
There are countless ways for you to help the Inquisition safely without having to fight. We need wards reinforced and glyphs studied. If you have skill with healing, you could save many lives.
True enough. If the Inquisition believes I can help, then I will do what I can. My skills are yours. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
Nice, it plays the theme. Agent acquired. Nice, that's cool. We're acquiring agents, that's for sure. Bolstering the Inquisition. I love how it's like, I don't join any side. What if you join my side? Say less.
I will leave shortly. You have my word.
Nice, okay. And we get companion approval for that as well. Being pulled in some such direction. It's like, I want to go to do this Solace quest. And the world map says, no, go and find this.
More cold weather coming. Fool villagers. Where are their coats?
What do you need to keep these refugees warm?
Blankets, warm clothes, all of it. These poor sods lost everything when the mages and the Templars went crazy. If we were in a village, I could just pinch a blanket off a clothesline and be fine. Out here, I'm sure the apostates have plenty of supplies, just haven't been able to find them.
Farewell.
And to you.
Find 5 apostate caches. Okay. Guess we'll get to that sometime there, sir. Let's go cleanse some rifts. Find a shard. Templars left a note for his apostate brother. Oh yeah, I remember that. And then get that. Okay. Looks like there might be a path up this way. I'm gonna go this way, just in case. Whoa, look at that no looting animation. That no looting animation. It does pick things up quite fast, doesn't it? Got the battlefield out here. I missed all the fun. It's weird how I can hear like, oh no, there are people. I'm like, it's weird how I can see like, hear yelling, like there's fighting going on, but I ain't seeing anything. Battlefield did indeed have people on it. I didn't miss the full fight. Still playing battle music though. There we go. Oh, there's people. Witchwood. Stronghold of the apostate mages. You tired of letting the witless fools bind you with their fear? Come to the Witchwood. Follow the signs. We'll be free to work our craft, free to become the new gods we have always known we truly are. An unsigned letter written in a large and excited hand. magical bonfire. Okay. Oh, you just pick one direction and so many people, so many things just keep popping up.
It is good to see the Inquisition helping the refugees. It seems no one else will.
True enough, Solus. I claim this rock for myself. Saga of Tira Brydax of our mother, the 6th stanza. Tira Brydax, proud her tribe, free from fallow fat below, built in battle, fed on fighting, strong from struggle did they grow. Deep in caves, the stone men tribe, Hendia's warriors, stout and strong, met the tribe with axes ready, armor gleaming, sword blades long. Spoke with Tira did her lover, gentle whispers soft she made. Dwarven hearts were sundered, simple, left with honor, thus she bade. Let the tribe the dwarfmen know in their caves where they belong, not with battle, but with trade. Hendia's dwarves give peace unbreaking. Nice.
This place is creepy.
Ooh. Oh god. Everyone help! I got a bunch of demons in here. We got rift magic in here. Oh my god, don't do it, don't do it, don't blow us up. Got him. Still an enemy outside. Oh, what the fuck? Die! Die! Not good! Where are you? You've gone into the mountain. Get the warrior! The enemy has gone into the mountain. There we go. I blew up the mountain. Get the enemy. That's how you do it. Okay. Interesting. Still an enemy showing up. Yeah. Yeah. Guess we'll travel over to the apostates because that's like right here. The way I see it, while we have a main objective in the hinterlands in mind with Solus and also this potential Grey Warden meeting here, it's also worth making sure that we do everything that we can around these places. Otherwise we'll just forget and we won't end up doing it. This looks nice. I'll take it. Saga of Tira Brydax of our mother, the 5th stanza. Tira Brydax, bold and bloodied, took her tribe from placid plains, tribes with blades by farming blunted, chased and fought their parting pains. To the mountains, shorn of shelter, snow-slicked peaks gave wind its bite, found a cave to save her tribe, but dragon fire lit the night. Beast no blade could break came roaring, mountains slipped their winter gown. Tira shouts to leaf-eared lover, you I chose above a crown. Lightning split the spitting rain, sundered over prideful heights. Dragon fell in rubble down, crashed and crushed in earth's mad shaking. I'm terrible at reading these Avar landmark entries. Just because of the way it's all spoken. Alright. Hello? Any apostates around here? there's just like, I don't know if it's a glitch, but there's just this constant sound in the background of like people, like background chatter or fighting ambiance sound. It's weird because there's just nothing going on. I don't know if that's like maybe in the particular area we're in, it just plays this, but it just seems weird. Fighting between apostate mages and rogue Templars has driven refugees from their homes and endangered everyone in the area. So am I just killing everyone I see? We're just engaging in mass murdering of anyone that we see here until the quest disappears? I'm not sure. But we are finding red dots on our map. Systematically remove them, please. And I've lost my webcam again because this game is just so cursed. I think there's something in particular that my webcam just doesn't agree with this game. Maybe there's just something weird that happens that like just disconnects their webcam, because this is only happening during Inquisition. It doesn't really happen during anything else. So I don't know what it is. But I'll try and catch it. I can only sometimes see in the corner of my eye if my face is not there. Oh, okay, I'm beginning to see the evidence here. Here we go. Much, much more. Let's have a look at this house. This is just taking us somewhere else entirely, though. This is taking us to the meeting for Blood Brothers instead. That background noise has stopped though, that's nice. Stronghold of the apostate mages. They did not want us to dream because they knew we would dream of the truth, of power, of the weakness in the world that will let us break it and forge it anew. We are the chosen ones, we who have the power to enact change in this world and the will to see it through. We have conquered the circles, we will conquer the Templars. Come with us to the Witchwood. None who have the power of the Fade at their hands will be turned away. Okay, I feel like this is an update to this. So I guess we're on the right track. You have to be like standing right on top of something to loot it. You cannot loot something from a distance. My god. Well, we're going to be heading to Redcliffe if we go this way. It looks like this is the area that we'd want to be in for this. Well, hang on. Sounds like there's something to investigate, but that might just be the magical remnants. That background noise only plays when we're in this area. Oh, hello. Cave? No? So I'm just going to be searching for these apostates for my entire life. Ah, more. There we go. There we go.
Be on your guard.
Hello there. Allow me to introduce myself. fire barriers can only be damaged with a cold attack. This feels... it's kind of interesting where it's like fire barriers can only be attacked with cold damage, but then like I can attack it with my fire staff. Like I get what the game's trying to do. Like it's like, yeah, elemental damage barriers, but then I can just do it anyway. I guess it's just more effective to do it the right way. It's just kind of funny. Bully this goddamn mage. There we go. Wrath of Lovius. Lovius, I think. Codex unlocked for a mage. About time, huh? Yeah. Oh. Still alive.
I've wondered, how did you know to approach us, Solas? The breach opened, we were scrambling and barely had time to think. And there you were.
I went to see the breach for myself. I did not know you would be there.
You must not have been far away.
I was not. I'd come to hear of the conclave, but did not want to get close.
Lucky for us, then.
Okay. Okay, sir. Makes sense. The conclave was a pretty significant event. Definitely worth questioning, though. Alright, we have a new codex entry on mages. We also picked up a rare item. Yeah, because we can read this. Let's see. Wrath of Levias. Patterned after the staff of Archon Levias, ever watchful for rivals, the canny Levias crafted a weapon that also shielded him with energy that absorbed hostile spell power. His death at age 89 from choking on a fishbone is the subject of a few notable Tevinter comedies. It's gives us +3 magic, more defense, and some cunning. Yeah, we'll lose out on some constitution. But that's pretty cool. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know if I read these descriptions. The blade of this great axe shimmers with energy. Each swing randomly gives us blistering heat, biting cold, sizzling static, or ghostly light. The wielder is protected from these blasts of elemental magic by whatever complex enchantments make the weapon work at all. Then Sir Yves de Chavac used this bow in the Exalted March against the Dales, specifically in the liberation of Val Royeaux, where the Chevalier famously struck down the Elven forces commando with a shot to the throat at 200 feet. Pretty sure I have a weapon that Cassandra is wielding. This guy. The Swedish Fingers. A challenge to wield in battle, for while the blade offers overwhelming feedback, it takes little from the handler. You'll dispatch no end of foes together, but for all the effort it takes to command, you may as well talk to the hand. Wrath of Levias. Might give that to you, actually. You can have that. Solus can have that. And I might take this one instead. Look at that big ass. Sorry. Look at that big ass stuff. God damn. Okay. Lovely. Actually, I might check my rings as well, because we've got accessories. Enhanced Amulet of Magic. Yes. I'll take that. Solus is missing a ring. So why not have a critical damage ring? Varric has no rings. Cassandra is missing an amulet. So let's give you an Amulet of Constitution. Oh. Okay. That's that done. And we are getting further and further away from our quest of measuring the veil. Let's head over to Blood Brothers now. A grass roof house. Hello there. Okay. There's a letter. A letter in an abandoned home. The stone calls to me. In my dreams, as I shape it with chisel and hammer, it shapes me in return. My flesh twists, claws and fangs ripping forth. The light in the sky makes the stone so much louder. The cave in the hills has good, strong stone. I can shape it into something strong enough to keep me safe if I hurry. Jendon, if you're having the dreams, go talk to the Templars. The war doesn't matter. Their job is to help when things are too frightening to deal with alone. And the only reason the Templars didn't find you as a child is because your parents hid you away. If carving helps you, here's a map to an old cave I stumbled on a few years back. I think it has the stone you like. Okay.
Watch yourself. Bandits up ahead. Or something anyway. They're blocking the road.
You don't think they're bandits?
Bandits wait until people are vulnerable. Then hit them fast so nobody escapes. These bastards show themselves too early. They care more about driving people away than taking loot. They're either stupid, or they're more than just bandits. And they're too well armed for stupid.
What can you tell me about the attackers on the road?
Several groups, some of them with bows. They've got better armor than most around here. It's too many for us. If you head out there, careful you don't get flanked. They don't take prisoners.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay. And then it's like, they're not bandits. East Road bandits. Okay. Which is just up there. Shards and hinterlands. I guess we'll go up and around. I'm going to have to stop saying, alright guys, we're going to do this. Because every time I say we're going to do this, 20 other things are laying between us and that objective. So what I'm going to say is my long-term goals. Oh god, apostate mages have hidden supply caches, and it's all the way around there. Okay. What I will say is my long-term goals is to get to that point, and then we're going to have like a bunch of things in between there to get to that, you know? I feel like that'll work out well.
Bandits ahead!
Okay, so they are bandits? They're outlaws. It's so much worse.
I doubt that's the last of them.
Well, I'm sure we can all hang out with them.
According to my research, the ancient elves may have set up wards near here. If we can find the artifacts they used, it may help strengthen this area against tears.
Oh, because we're close to your spot, that's right. Well, let's do that. We're finally close to what you want to do, and that's why we came here, so... have a look, shall we? Ooh, oh, hang on. A mage fighting a demon. Here, let me just get the killing blow for you. I'll take credit for that kill. Myris.
Adiran Atishan. I did not expect to see another Dalish blood here. My name is Myris.
Myris.
By your weapons, I see you come ready for battle. Perhaps we face a common enemy in these demons.
Fantasy name, you always take a guess.
Are you fighting the demons on your own?
Fighting the demons is pointless. There will always be more, and I have no means of closing the rifts. But I have heard of elven artifacts that measure the veil. They may tell us where new rifts will appear. I was not expecting so many demons, however. I believe one of the artifacts is nearby. Can you help me reach it?
Yeah.
It sounds worth investigating.
Thank you. It shouldn't be too much farther ahead.
Nice.
Thank you for joining me. I do not think I could have done this alone.
What took you away from your clan?
They were all killed by a demon that our keeper was foolish enough to summon. I am the only survivor of Clan Vernen. I was searching for another clan that would take me in when the breach appeared. Now, I'm doing whatever I can to help with this madness.
Anything to say, Baldy? Another elf is here. This is your quest. We're here for you. Sure. Okay, never mind then. Solus has nothing to say. Ooh. Energize.
Focused magical energy to get by. You,
Ah.
Flat Ear, can you manage it?
Manuvinen, Dalen.
Okay, so... Warriors break things, rogues lockpick things, mages energize things. I use the Force! It's the lifting rocks, let's go. Oh yeah. I can't see, I've been blinded by all the particle effects on my screen. Goodbye! Ooh, so instead of just lighting...
That's not normal fire.
I have heard of this, but never seen it before. It is called Veil Fire.
Veil Fire is a unique source of lighting that only mages can activate, but anyone can carry. Explore to find ancient runes or devices that can only be used by Veil Fire. Using any combat ability will cause you to drop a carried Veil Fire torch.
It is a form of sympathetic magic. A memory of flame that burns in this world where the veil is thin.
That's fucking awesome. Also, that is awesome. What the hell? Okay, this is cool. I like this immediately. So, Veil Fire. It's different to regular fire. And it can reveal things? Oh my god, look at this room. Alright, so as long as we light these, then we can... Oh. Just lights with regular fire. You can light these, and I guess you can get the torch back, but I can't use combat. You guys fight for me. I'm the torchbearer. I'm doing the Olympic torch run. You guys fight them. I'm gonna go light this somewhere. These all seem to light with normal fire, which is kind of hilarious.
I can sense elven magic somewhere nearby.
Look at me use my Veil Fire torch to make normal fire here.
There. If we activate that crystal, it should react to the strength of the veil.
Oh! We've seen these runes when we were near a rift earlier. And it was making this whispering sound, and it was pointed out as curious. I'm gonna make a note of this. Now, this is gonna be the first time I do this in a Dragon Age game, which is really cool. For some games, I have a pen and paper. Currently I'm playing, need a different book for this, for multiple games at the same time. For Elden Ring, I did this. For Fallout, I did it, and I'm currently doing it for the Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. But I write stuff down for games that don't usually have a very accessible quest log or ways to easily refer to information. So if I'm going to forget some things, this is one of those. I expect that this might pop up on the map, but just in case it doesn't, I'm just going to make a note for Veil Fire runes. Just to make a note of that. That might end up being the only thing I make a note of if the game is going to just let me know about it anyway, but we'll see. This game has been pretty good with that so far.
A weapon enchantment. This could be quite useful.
Schematic for a fire rune. Okay, that's cool. So was that the main use of this in here? And then the artifact that Solus wants is right there with the creepy looking skull statue with the Silent Hill Halo of the sun marking. I love the atmosphere of these dungeons and locations. It would have been good if for like atmospheric purposes, however, they also could have made sure that these lit with Veilfire if you're using a Veilfire torch. Like from this. It's kind of funny. Alright. Let's investigate this.
Yes, the wards are helping to strengthen the Veil. This area should be safer for travelers now.
Well, that should prove useful. And it seems the ancestors left something for me as well. Interesting. I believe our alliance is concluded. Go in peace, stranger.
Oh. Jesus. Aggressive. I want what you found. Just fucking kill him. Special. Oh, okay. Soulless. I can use that. Please, I need that. Interesting. I like that we've got multiple options here. I'm going to ask for Baldy's opinion.
Mahalani, Maglandeval, Vi Enasalim.
Aye. Perhaps you're right. Here, take it. Go with Mithal's blessing.
Nice. Okay, I've got an Amulet of Power. Solus is like, actually, we need that. Solus only. Gain an ability point when used. Oh, okay. It's only for him. Sure thing. Don't say I didn't. Don't say I don't do anything for you. Put that back on. He's got an ability point. It's fine for me because that brings us closer to this. Let's do Rejuvenating Barrier. And then we'll get Revival next time. Okay, I was expecting maybe a little bit more cool dialogue and lore from Solus on this one. I thought it would be a little bit more focused on him, but there was another elf here and we learned something cool, I suppose. So that's something. But not as cool as I thought it was going to be.
I'm falling back!
An unsigned letter on a bandit body. We don't need any heroes on this operation. We're being paid to keep things quiet and keep trade away from the East Road. When reasonable, allow targets to flee and spread word of the danger in the area. When such is unreasonable, kill all targets, regardless of colors flown. The plot thickens. Okay. Bandits with some suspicious orders. Rebel Queen's Ravine. Hello. I've come to say hi. Okay, so quest completed.
Spot to camp.
Is there anything else to gain here, or it was just Alright. I've leveled up. Might upgrade on the storm one. You use your staff's energy to fill the air with sympathetic magic. Basic attack shortens your active cooldown times. Not bad. Energy barrage. Eldritch detonator ability. That's cool. Chain lightning arcs farther, hits more targets, and never strikes the same target more than once, but it deals more damage with each new target. Okay. I'm gonna get arcing surge. Codex unlocked Bruiser. That's cool design. I like that a lot. Big boy. A warrior wielding a great blade strikes terror into common soldiers, but to a chevalier he is no greater danger than any other opponent. A skilled warrior is struck down by a maul or battle axe in one of 3 cases. In the first, he is taken unawares in the heat of battle. In the second, he cannot evade the blow because of the nature of the battlefield or his own injuries. And in the third and most common case, he is struck down because he reacts poorly. We do not train enough against two-handed weapons because we disdain them ourselves. I think this is a mistake, and in time to come, I hope it is corrected. I have seen too many skilled warriors die because they see a great maul coming down at them and raise a shield to block instead of deflect. I have seen men lose their composure due to fear or anger and engage such a warrior directly, thinking they can risk a blow to their body as they would from a light sword or a dagger. In the heat of battle, even the trained mind will think such things. Those who cannot overcome such thoughts die. You must watch the weapon, but only to gauge its length. Otherwise, as in all fights, the opponent's hips and shoulders will tell his intent. The great weapons are dangerous only when moving or poised overhead to strike down. You must give ground, but only against the true threat. If he advances, but is not truly prepared to strike, you must rush in, cut him, and withdraw to your guard before his blow is ready. It may take 10 cuts to kill him. Even after the 9th, he may cleave your head from your body if you do not respect the distance he can cover. If using such a weapon yourself, mark your distance and do not allow yourself to react to an opponent outside your reach. You cannot recover your guard as quickly as you can with a sword and shield. Keep your weapon moving and measure your blows. A stuttered step on your strike can fool many opponents into thinking you out of range and then rushing their defense. In this manner, you may kill most who stand against you. Fighting in such a manner, you may feel more like a butcher than a hero, but the living may console themselves while the dead cannot. An excerpt from a meditation upon the use of blades by Swordmaster Massac de Jean Mien. Required reading at the Académie des Chevaliers. We also got Mage, which showed up like real late, but look at that. Cool artwork. Flames to strengthen the blades of his guards. We know... Oh. Read at the top of the Codex entry. Mages are not demons or monsters. They are men and women like any other, except for their skill with a weapon few are given. I say this to be clear that I do not think all mages should be put to the sword, as some believe. However, every mage walks through life with a blade drawn and ready, whether they wish it or not. Those who insist that mages are harmless must ask how the apostates who fling fire when the Templars attack learned how to kill so well. We in the Academy know well that no skill comes without practice. If you fight a mage, you must close with him, regardless of the danger or risk being overwhelmed. A mage's strike rarely hits with the force of a trained chevalier's blade, but often carries unnatural energies. Fire that boils a man inside his armor, lightning that steals the strength from his limbs, and so forth. To hold back is to give him time to alter the battlefield to his advantage in some fashion, whether he summons a wall of ice, a demonic ally, or magical flames to strengthen the blades of his guards. We know that the warrior who controls the battlefield is most often the victor. You must keep him reacting to you and continue your attack. Mages rarely wear heavy armor, but their magic can shield them as effectively as our own plate. I have said many times to watch the hips and arms of your opponent instead of the hands, but with the mage, the hands and arms may be your only clue. If his body is protected from your blade, attempt to tangle his arms or bear him to the ground. It is not elegant or honorable, but there is no honor when fighting a mage. There is only survival. That's cool. Alright. We have unlocked a new camp by clearing out the bandits.
I've news, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
Well, duplicate thingies. But we get more power by doing so, I suppose.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
Could prove useful, sir.
Nice. Okay. I'll do that. Several dwarven academies at the University of Orlais have requested samples of ore from the Ferelden hinterlands. My god.
I've news, sir.
Okay.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god, again? With the field tents. What is going on? Stop. Stop this. Stop this madness. I keep getting power, that's fine, but...
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This could help us.
Oh my dear lord. Oh my dear lord. Tents. And tents and more. Tents. Leave me alone. Oh my god, stop. Alright, I'm not talking to you anymore. That's too much. What are you doing? Stop spamming me with requisitions. What do you think I am, some sort of inquisitor? An unsigned letter in the hinterlands. Preliminary digs have been more than successful. It's extremely surprising to find such a high quantity of the product this close to the surface. If I didn't know better, I'd think it was growing. On one hand, this gives us an advantage. Without having to work with the old families back in Orzammar, or even take this through official guild channels, our families stand to make a killing. On the other hand, the proximity to the surface and to the populated areas of Redcliffe raises an interesting challenge. The war between the mages and Templars should keep people out of the area for now, but as soon as the humans are done trying to kill each other, any operation we start will be uncovered. If we're going to take advantage of this opportunity, we need to keep people out of the area. I'd recommend manufacturing some bandits. This part of Ferelden is lousy with them, so they shouldn't attract much attention, and nobody will have trouble believing that bandits would stake out some territory. By the time anyone uncovers the operation, it'll either be tapped out, in which case we'll be gone, or we'll have the operation running smoothly, in which case we'll be wealthy enough to deny everything and throw some money at the throne by way of apology. Talk to the families and make it happen. This is too good to pass up. So is this the plot thickening? Perhaps? About these supposed bandits that are not actually bandits but labeled as bandits? Hug. Ooh, we got an ocularum. Oh my god! I paused at the worst moment. Holy shit. Whoa. That's cool. Is this a fight? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude! Oh my god, I've been nuked! Oh my god! Oh! I've been nuked. Oh, I'm burning! Oh, I'm dead. Oh, everybody! Wait, I got back up again. I just got right back up again. Okay. Oh, Solus is back up and he's dead. Oh my dear lord. Okay, I don't think we want to be here. Wait, I'm not even reviving the enemies, but they're just getting back up. Is it because we're constantly in and out of combat? It must be because we're constantly in and out of combat and just getting bombed. Holy shit. Okay. We are not ready to fight a dragon, so we're not doing that. That is hilarious. Okay. Alright guys, a tactful retreat. It appears we have been bombed. Okay. I will figure out how to go to these places. We will turn around.
We should look around.
Blood Brothers quest completed. We found a dead mage. Bottle of Thetis, a hard liquor that is not so much served as it is brandished. Coarse and indifferent, it is to your taste, or it is not. The failing is yours, if you cannot raise or lower to the challenge of a distiller told not to. Okay. We got some enemies here. Oh yeah! Hello there! Ooh, the glyphs look really cool. I like those effects. A letter found on a dead Templar. Templar Corrin, in light of the current hostilities, I believe our arrangement is no longer satisfactory. You are unable to reach me with payment, and I have no means of delivering the merchandise to you. I hope that when this unfortunate situation is resolved, you may once again do business. Okay. Business concluded. Alright, that's that done. Which means I want to head to the Lone Warden. One of Liliana's agents reported a man calling himself Blackwall, dressed in full Grey Warden regalia and last seen travelling through the Ferelden hinterlands. With so many Wardens disappearing in the wake of the Divine's death, this Blackwall should be questioned. Alright, let's do that. Head to this Upper Lake camp, and it's right nearby. New Grey Warden. I mean, it's been... We were in the Free Marches in Kirkwall for years. No. Years. So we don't know how many were recruited to the cause, even though there wasn't a blight going on.
I have time.
I don't have time. Please leave me alone. Sometimes, our dear Samantha Trainer's voice sounds a bit like a Siri or a Google Maps voice with some responses sometimes, unfortunately.
You really spend most of your time in the Fade?
As much as is possible. The Fade contains a wealth of knowledge for those who know where to look.
Sure, but I don't know how you dream, let alone wander around in there. Especially when the shit that comes out of the Fade generally seems pretty cranky.
So are humans, but we continue to interact with them when we must.
True. I love Varric talking about the Fade and dreaming as if he's ever had any first-hand accounts of it. You don't dream, boy. I'm loving when the companions do talk to each other, that's for sure. Some very satisfying dynamics here. Oh, that's you guys. I was like, what? Guarding your chests that I cannot open? We got a landmark around here. Claimed! Saga of Tierda Brideaxe, the first stanza. Tell the tale of Tierda Brideaxe, mountain maker, spirit's bride. Free her people, forged in fastness, made in mountains, hardy hide. Wise in wisdom, calm in counsel, great in gifts, her grateful guests. Sacrificed she did to spirits, took their teachings, followed quests. Bright her axe, unbreakable crystal, stirred to flame when Templar flies, gifted from her leaf-eared lover, laughing lady of the skies. Bested blades of all who tried, maidens spurning all requests, Tierda Brideaxe, dreamer's eyes, of our mother of her making. Oh, hang on, there's a few people over here.
They will make this a fight, not us.
What's going on here, team? Hello?
Line there and there, no gaps. Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise, it's useless.
Blackwall? Warden Blackwall?
You're not... How do you know my name? Who said... Ah! That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come!
Okay. You've got them in their pajamas. You've got these conscripts in their pajamas, sir.
I wasn't here to fight.
They're doomed. Impressive beard, sir.
Sorry, bastards. Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
Eh? Okay.
I've been called a lot of things lately by a lot of people.
Well, I'm talking to you. Stop dancing.
We're Inquisition, trying to find out why the Wardens disappeared and if it had anything to do with the Divine's murder.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
Is it killing bandits? He didn't know that they disappeared? Well, if he didn't know that they disappeared, he probably has no idea where they are.
What's the Warden purpose got to do with throwing farmers at bandits?
This was different. I was in the area recruiting, fought some demons, then I heard about the stealing. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time, they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
Huh? Sheesh. Immediately onto it. My Inquisitor is really, like, she loves to just get right down to business.
I wasn't aware Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it. The treaties are ancient. Outside of blights, it's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
Do you have any idea where the other Wardens could have gone?
Maybe they returned to our stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Anderfels, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they'd disappear to.
This is a good question.
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive, but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
You're no help. I'm no further ahead than I was.
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a Warden. Maybe you need me.
Yeah, what's really interesting about this is, like, it's not a blight, but it's still pretty damn significant of an event. It feels like an extracurricular activity that they should be involved in. Warden Blackwall will join the Inquisition. Okay, so we've got a random Warden who is separated from the rest. who have all gone into some sort of hiding or disappeared.
The Inquisition needs all the support it can get. But what can one Grey Warden do?
Save the fucking world if pressed. Look, maybe fighting demons from the sky isn't something I'm practiced at. But show me someone who is. And like I said, there are treaties. Maybe this isn't a blight, but it's bloody well a disaster. Some will honor them. Being a warden means something to a lot of people.
I mean, there's some points there, sir. Okay. I mean, I was going to say yes anyway, but I thought I would question you.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This warden walks with the Inquisition.
Oh, I can immediately change my party makeup. Yo, look at that artwork. That's cool. I'm curious about him, but not in my party yet. I'll keep this crew. I'll keep my normal group, and then we'll return to Haven. Utilize the Grey Warden Treaties operation available. Okay, Codex unlocked for Blackwall. Let's take a read of that. Blackwall. Oh, wow. Him on a griffin. Amazing. Okay. Riding a griffin, taking on the Darkspawn. That's one hell of an image right there. I do not have much on Warden Blackwall. We know he became Constable of the Grey in Valsheven after Warden Constable Fontaine assumed the position of Commander of the Grey from her predecessor. He also bears the Silverite Wings of Valor, an honor bestowed upon Orlesian Wardens for deeds of great daring. The details of the act for which Blackwall earned the Silverite Wings, however, are sketchy. Grey Wardens hide their secrets well. The medal was likely awarded for a campaign to secure Deep Road's entrances within Orlais shortly after the Fifth Blight. Several Grey Wardens lost their lives on that campaign. Perhaps more would be dead if not for Blackwall. According to my sources, Warden Blackwall has been travelling alone for several years now. The last anyone saw him at the Keep in Valsheven, it was the 37th year of the Dragon Age. It has been completely abandoned along with all other Warden outposts. I believe Blackwall is as curious about this disappearance as we are. Perhaps in time we will find answers. Leliana. So even Leliana does not have much on this Warden. A little bit of history. That's very interesting. Okay. I will be curious to get to know this Blackwall back at Haven, and I think we'll do that next time. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. There's been many things that have been added to our long list of things to do, and we'll be getting to it in due time. I've had a great time, but I am unfortunately have a date with a burrito that is as large as my head. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've loved this episode, and I will see you next time.